BI putting on a show in Dallas. 5 games down here in the Big 3 ball-out. 1 more to go from American Airlines Center as the Aliens. A critical game here today against Tri-State. Why is it big for the Aliens? Because if they win by 7 or more, they're in the playoffs. It's been a wild one in Big D. We can tell you, triplets, killer threes, and power, they will play in the semifinals of the playoffs next week in New Orleans. And with that, we welcome you. I'm Ed Cohen here in Dallas. What a day it's been. The Big 3 ball out. All 12 teams are here. 10 have played. 2 more to go. And because of how things have gone, the Aliens, yes, the Aliens, they have a chance to now get in the playoffs. That was a tough loss for Trilogy in the last game against Three's Company. Well, earlier today, an upset. There will not be a winless team here in 2019 in the Big 3. That is because their day began with the Ball Hogs and an amazing comeback, an amazing victory against Bivouac. Who's that guy? Brian Scalabrine watching from the bench. Ball Hogs trying to end a losing streak stretching back to last year. Last July, pondering what could be. Well, Bivouac was in the driver's seat. That bucket for C.J. Leslie, but Scal drawing up a play, and the result, a Ball Hogs win. Xavier Silas, no. Deshaun Stevenson, right place, right time. 2 for $1. Yes! Ball Hogs win their first this season. What a day in Dallas. And now time to bring in our analyst here for game number 6, Scal. It has been a fun one here in Big D today.
No question about it. And you got to admit, not to give the Ball Hogs all the credit, but as soon as we won that game, everything got turned upside down. And now we're in a situation now where we're watching the Aliens, and if they have to win tonight by 7 or more, they get in. All these guys, they owe me favors. That's right.
Scal said it. This has been quite a show here this afternoon and now entering tonight. So 1 game to go, and as we talked about the Aliens, they have a chance to get in the playoffs, but a lot has to go right, and they're going to face a Tri-State team that's coming off one of the most thrilling wins so far in this Big 3 season. State Farm roster breakdown. Scal will begin with the Aliens. Owens at captain, Brown and Brandon Rush have been key cogs this year for Tiny Archibald's team.
Yeah, no question. Brandon Rush, one of these guys where you're scratching your head and say, this guy is an NBA player, but he's coming out in the Big 3 showing his versatility, his inside out, his ability to knock down the 3, dominate at times late in the game. Brandon Rush has been spectacular. He's going to have to do that tonight if the Aliens are going to be in those top 4 playoff seeds.
Brandon Rush, 9 block shots this season. That is most in the Big 3. Speaking of block shots and guys who made a difference on both ends of the floor, last week in Miami, Amar'e Stoudemire scored 9 points, but Scout, he had 5 blocks in a huge win led by Nate Robinson's game-winning 3-point shot. Let's take a look at the roster for Tri-State, presented by State Farm. There are some of the key guys. If Jason Richardson coming off a 19-point game, but when Amar'e Stoudemire is playing at his best, this team can be incredibly dangerous.
No question. When Amar'e Stoudemire is playing the defense that he's been playing, he's got so much versatility. He's so athletic. He can go out and guard a point guard. He can take the ball and take advantage of smaller guys. And the block party, that what we saw, that's when he's at his best. Moving well, defending multiple positions. You can see right there, Amar'e is in top shape right now.
You know, I'll be honest, I was a little worried about you with Michael Rappaport there in the first game, but I think we're going to be just fine here for game number 6.
Now, is anybody concerned about 3 redheads doing a broadcast together? Like, that is got to be the first ever in the history of all sports, right?
2 would have been a big deal. 3 puts it over the top.
Yeah, if there was a redhead sports museum, this moment would be a spectacular moment.
Pioneers. We've also robbed Costco of all the sunscreen. There's nothing left here in Dallas on a really hot day.
What? Really hot? I think that's an understatement. Get another verb, man. It is like melting outside. I walked out of the airport, feel like a sauna with a little bit of wind.
Got the spray, the gel. We have the whole thing. We also have another game here in Dallas. The Big 3 ball out in its first year. All 12 teams here to close the regular season. Hey, this has been a fun 2019 campaign, and for you to close it out with a win here in Game 1, that's really exciting.
Yeah, you know, I think it's important to like the way that we played. We were down early. You saw the game, and the guys didn't give up. They kept fighting. And then with Deshaun Stevenson getting that opportunity, I've always said he's one of the most clutch players in this league. It's like our fault for not getting him to the position where he can make clutch threes. He made 6 for Power. He made 2 for us last year. And then once again, he gets that opportunity. He plays with so much confidence.
Here come the aliens onto the floor at American Airlines Center. Head coach Nate Archibald. The aliens in a fight to get to the postseason next week in New Orleans. Well, the regular season wrapping up here today in Dallas. What a stretch leading into this close in the playoffs next week.
It's the Big 3 on CBS.
Game winner will bind him.
I still don't even know what I just saw. Can we rewind it again?
Johnson wants it for the win. He's got it! I so Joe! Wow! Nate the Great! Look at Robinson for the win. Good! Tri-State wins it. 2 for $1, Stevenson.
Oh, 2 for $1. They got the win that they needed. That's what I'm talking about, baby. Big 3 basketball.
We're going to see Nate Robinson on the floor here against Greg Oden and the aliens waving and blowing kisses to the crowd in Dallas. I'll tell you what, Nate Robinson is going to run with 2 for $1. I think he is onto something, Scal.
Yeah, in about 2 weeks, he'll have shirts made. 2 for $1. I've been saying 2 for $1. He definitely got to coin that phrase.
Yeah.
You like that? I'm surprised all the years you've never heard of 2 for $1.
It was a first for me and some others on our crew. Got to run with it.
Not just you.
Not just me.
Man, we got to get you out more.
I'm not throwing the other ones under the bus, though.
No, I know, but we got to get you.
Taking it myself.
We got to get you out to the gyms more. 2 for $1 is a common saying. Every time a guy misses, he says 2 for $1. Bring it back. That's his way of saying, can I get another shot after I miss?
But I explained the origin of what Nate told all of us earlier today.
I think he just made that up. I've never heard anything about a candy store, and I go, Who's buying candy 2 for $1? I don't know, but Nate kind of went with that. But he definitely should have a shirt that says 2 for $1. If he goes 2 for $1 today, we'll mention it.
Nate Robinson, the huge shot last week in Miami, a win for Tri-State against Power. Hey, Power, by the way, they've lost 2 in a row. They're in the playoffs, but you just get the sense with one more spot left, it is wide open for a championship in 2 weeks in Los Angeles.
Yeah, no question feels that way, especially with guys like Katino Mobley suffering that injury. So it is wide open, and you never know what's going to happen in a two-game playoff. 4 teams go either way.
1 game to go. We played 5 in Dallas as the Big 3 ball out enters the final stretch. It's coming up on CBS Sports Network.
Summer's not stopping or slowing down. So take advantage of all of summer's opportunities with our limited time offers while you still can. Hurry into the Acura Summer Performance event going on now.
Lease the 2019 MDX for $409 a month for well-qualified customers. Visit your Acura dealer today.
It's time for the biggest sale of the year on the Sleep Number 360 smart bed. You can adjust your comfort on both sides, your sleep number setting.
Can it help us fall asleep faster?
Yes, by gently warming your feet.
But can it help keep us asleep?
Absolutely. It intelligently senses your movements and automatically adjusts to keep you both effortlessly comfortable.
So you can really promise better sleep?
Not promise, prove. And now all beds are on sale. Save 50% on the Sleep Number 360 limited edition smart bed, plus 0% interest for 24 months on all beds. Only for a limited time.
Let's recap this Big 3 ball out from Dallas. It began with Brian Scalabrini's Ball Hogs upsetting Bivouac, putting a dent in their playoff hopes. 3-headed Monsters, huge win against Power. 3-headed Monsters, if the aliens don't win this game by at least 7, they're going to be in the playoffs next week in New Orleans. Here are the other 2 games leading into this one. Killer threes all over the enemies, and Trilogy, a shocker. They were playing so well a couple of weeks ago, but Threes Company with a monster second half, and what turns into a 50-28 victory. So here in Game 6, Nate Archibald. A point guard from the Bronx, 6-time NBA All-Star, getting ready for this one with the expansion aliens. And on the other side, as Michael Rappaport gets a little cameo there, Scal.
Michael Rappaport always trying to jump in with the famous people.
Dr. J.
That's who you want to get a picture with. I'll start elbowing people out of the way to get a picture with Dr. J.
The one and only. No one's getting in his way before a game.
No, Dr. J is as cool as they come. When you're around and they say, you play in the Big Three? Yeah. What's Dr. J like? That's the next question. Everybody wants to know what Dr. J is like. T.I. getting a hug, that's cool. See, even T.I. is a big fan of Dr. J. Everyone loves Dr. J.
T.I., great performance, by the way. Here before game number 6, there's Mavericks owner Mark Cuban. We saw Ice Cube as the Big Three dignitaries, if you will, getting ready for this final one today. Key rules here in the Big Three. If you're new to it, first team to 50 wins. We'll get to the break when someone scores 25. No game clock, 14-second shot clock rules. And can't forget the 4-point shot. Player must be touching any part of the 3 4-point circles. And Scal, that was a huge part of your win. Xavier Silas makes one and then gets fouled shooting a 4-point shot and makes a 4-point free throw from one of the circles.
Yeah, it's improbable win, but Xavier Silas, one thing, he was on my team the first year, and then this year, I didn't realize how competitive he was and how he made big shots. And he did that in the first year, but I should have probably went with him a little bit earlier in this season because he's definitely delivered the last 2 games he's been on our team.
Dr. J and his assistant, his former roommate and teammate with the Sixers, Steve Mix. Amar'e Stoudemire has been the key for this team. Nate Robinson lifting them last week in Miami. Robert Height has played a bigger role as the season's gone on after Captain Jermaine O'Neal left the squad midway through the season.
I've always liked Height. The way he plays, he seems like he can get a shot off anytime he wants. Got a great dribble. And when he does that pull-up jumper, he stops on a dime. But I think the guy that you're gonna have to look at to play well tonight is going to be Jason Richardson. If Jason Richardson has a big game for these guys, I think he could be one of the guys that could spoil it for the aliens.
What does this tell you about how deep the rosters have been this season? 1 game to go before the playoffs next week, and the aliens need to win by 7 to get in. If not, the 3-headed monsters will be in the top 4 and play in the semifinals.
But either way you look at it, there's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 teams that are 4-4.
Yeah.
So that's parity at its finest. Obviously, it's well documented what Joe Johnson did at the top with the triplets. And Killer 3 is sort of a surprise. I liked what Steven Jackson did with the guys that he picked up. Those guys are tough. They play basketball all during the winter overseas. And 3-headed monster is going to be, Killer 3 is going to be one of those teams you have to watch out for in the playoffs.
Joe Johnson, by the way, earlier today becoming the Big Three's all-time leading scorer. Another win for the triplets, 7-1 the regular season, the outright champions under Hall of Fame coach Lisa Leslie. All right, let's do it. Game number 6. And for the aliens, it's Brown, Rush, and Oden. Brandon Rush goes to work. Jason Richardson, Robert Height, Amar'e Stoudemire on the other side for Tri-State. J-Rich slips it. Stoudemire glides. Can't get the rebound. Oden does.
Smart play by Stoudemire, going to the pick and roll, trying to stretch Oden outside the paint.
Rush hit 4 first-half threes last week. Latest game for the aliens, and this is out of bounds. Scal, some insight from you. I know it was a tough day at the office against Greg Oden in week 3 in Birmingham, Alabama.
Yeah, so usually when I go against a big guy, I try to wear him out. Like run around, set a lot of screens, sprint the floor, go to offensive boards. There's no wearing anybody out here. It's mano-a-mano, and he got the best of me. Nice move by Jason Richardson right there, showing a little up and under. Little Kevin McHale, slippery salamander, they used to call that move.
Always comes back to Boston, right? As it should.
Hey, Kevin McHale, one of the best up and under players of all time. He just happens to play for the Celtics.
Shannon Brown with the answer. And we are tied up at 2. Final game of the Big 3 regular season, and a ton at stake if the aliens can win by at least 7. They'll be in the playoffs. Stat. Richardson. Follow the bouncing ball. Here's Brown, open for a 3, and Richardson got there for the block shot. Jay Rich now. A little uneven start to this one for both sides.
See, Amar'e's a smart player. He's played against. Yeah, let's go back to this. We'll call it a Jason Richardson move just to make you happy to placate you. But there's the show right underneath. There's the layup. Nice move by Jay Rich. I think he's really important in this game.
In and out for height, the Jay Rich will call it. A big week last week, a double-double against Power. First since week 1. Brown way off the mark. That was a 3-point attempt. And Tri-State's going to take over. Step back jumper, it's good over Greg Oden for Amar'e Stoudemire.
Yeah, what I was talking about with Stoudemire is against the smaller guy, he's going to go inside. Against the bigger guy, he's going to move the ball and try to stretch him out. He knows exactly how to go against each type of defender.
And last touch by Oden. Scout, what have you seen from guys as they've adjusted to the game, to the season? Remember, this is week number 9 of the Big 3.
Sure, I think more than anything is people know exactly what they want to do now. You know, as opposed to when you start, you wonder, how are we going to get our offense? Now, you know how to play off guys, two-man games, stuff like that. Drive to the basket, get Oden to go for that. Amar'e Stoudemire knows how to follow. I think right around that third week, guys really start to know each other's tendencies.
Stoudemire off to a good start. Tri-State by 4. Oden doubled, steal for Jay Rich. In and out for Stoudemire. Brown toying with Richardson. Hit every piece of the iron, and then Brown with the loose ball foul against Stoudemire.
Yeah, you know what's interesting about the Aliens is I feel like if Oden's in there, you have to establish something at the rim, but here's the follow by Amar'e Stoudemire. Sometimes the best play is to just drive the ball and get that big engaged in the layup.
Backdoor denied. Richardson now for 3. Timeout. Nate Archibald, his team in an offensive funk to start. Tri-State with the early 6-2 lead and a fired up native of the Bronx on the Aliens bench. Well, next Saturday at noon Eastern, kick off the 150th season of college football right here on CBS Sports Network. It'll be Villanova taking on Patriot League champion Colgate. And later it's out to Hawaii as the Rainbow Warriors, not Scal and I, but Hawaii, they welcome quarterback Khalil Tate and the rest of this year's Arizona squad. It's the red hair, right?
It's really interesting. College football is already starting. Doesn't it feel like the summer is right in the middle of it? But you're right, man. College football right around the corner, and you got it all the action on CBS. Yeah, I'm telling you, it's really interesting. Us three, me, you, and Rap, doing games together. Now, did Rap have any problem with me doing this? Because I think he probably wants to be me, and he wants to be an analyst, but he's just relegated to being a sideline reporter.
There was a strong filibuster effort.
Yeah.
He tried all that he could.
Yeah, you know what? We can always cut Mike's cut Mike Rapp's microphone anytime we want. That's nice.
Let me tell you something, Scal. I don't have any problem with you. You're going to be hearing from lawyers. You might be detained after what happened earlier before you get out of the building. If I have it my way, you'll be sleeping in a jail cell tonight for that assault. The whole thing was on tape. You lost control of yourself. You lost your cool. And people finally got to see the real white mamba. And it should be the red mamba because, you know, redheads, there's 3 of us in the booth today. Traditionally, we are crazy. And you showed, you gave a bad name to all redheads out here today, Mamba.
A bad name. I told him right here. He blamed the season on me after our only win. I said, keep my name out your mouth.
You got him in a stranglehold there.
He's crying.
Rap, you okay? It looks like you survived.
I'm fine, but I have lawyered up. That's all I'm going to say.
All right. No one's going to believe you in court.
I don't know if you're going to get over state lines when this one's all said and done.
I'm good. We're in Texas.
Put an alert out for Scalabrini, and you're not hard to confuse. People will know exactly when they see you.
By the end of this whole thing, it'll be Mike Rapp assaulted me.
Well, in the middle of all that, Aliens have tied the game. A couple of quick buckets out of the timeout. Rush. And Richardson trying to tiptoe, could not keep it in. Wow, you've aged really quickly.
He only wishes. It's amazing how I so little want to be Mike Rapp and how much he wants to be me.
Who doesn't?
I know. Now, there's probably a lot of people that don't. If we know one guy that does.
Now the contest here was it a shooting foul? And it was. So Andre Owens, the captain, just came on, is going to get a 2-point shot here for the Aliens to break the 6-all tie. Now, Tiny Archibald, at least right now, sticking with Greg Oden. There's been past success with the smaller group when you've had Owens, Rush, and Brown out there together. But Oden matched up with Stoudemire for now.
Yeah, but I'd say if Greg Oden's out there, you got to feed him the ball. You got to see what he's going to do. And then if it's not working out, you can always go small. But in a half-court game, he can do things like that. It's a huge advantage to have Greg Oden on the floor.
He's going to the line for a chance at a 3-point play. It's a 6-0 run right now for the Aliens. We're being stalked.
Oh, I didn't see that. Come on, Mike. We're friends now.
Nah, man.
We're friends now.
I don't trust you, man. You broke the code, man.
We're friends now. We're good, Mike. We're on the same team now.
It's the red-headed monsters, not the three-headed monsters.
Yeah, no, we're good.
We're a pack.
Oh, how bad would our BIG3 team be? Oh my gosh, we lose 50-0.
You could post up Oden. We'd hit a couple of threes.
No.
Off and running. Last touch by Oden. And the Aliens, look at this turnaround. It's a 9-0 run.
Yeah, no question. Right after that timeout, coach was fired up, and you called it, and it's paid off.
Stoudemire off the mark. Rush with the rebound. And as he tried to get away from Robinson and Richardson, it's Nate, not that Nate Robinson, call for the foul.
Yeah, I'm surprised that Nate and Amar'e have not gone to a steady pick and roll, because with Nate's shooting ability, it's pretty amazing what he's going to be able to do against a guy like Oden guarding him in the screen and roll.
Owens back down, turnaround no. Oden trying to clean it up. Tipped out last by Stoudemire. It's going to leave the Aliens with 10 on the shot clock.
These are the kind of guys that Andre Owens could go against. When he's going against a smaller guy like Nate, you got to do something. You got to make him a passer.
Owens, veteran of 54 NBA games. Oden throws it up, almost got it to drop. Robinson couldn't save it and tumbles into the cameraman. Look out. Better Nate Robinson than a guy like Greg Oden.
Oh, no question. How was Nate in the first game?
Awesome.
Yeah, I can imagine. I've heard him on TNT before. He does a really good job. So it's just a matter of time when he decides to work during the winter, whether he's on the show with Barkley or he's on doing games. He can have a pretty good career in this business.
Set the bar very high. I'm confident, though, after a win today, you can certainly match it.
Yeah, I'm not worried about it.
Ooh, Richardson got nicked in the face. And play is stopped as he went for the rebound against Greg Oden. And they're going to whistle Oden for the foul.
Yeah, they are. Let's take a look at this. There he's going up. Reach for the ball. And there's the hit. Now, I don't know if they go to replay here, but that can't be anything more than, I would just say, if you want to call it a foul on Oden, but that's not going to be flagrant or anything like that. Definitely unintentional.
Remember, you can't foul out of a BIG3 game, but there is a limit to 3 personal fouls in the first half for each player. If you reach 3, you have to sit out for the rest of the first half. Let's take another look.
Yeah, I don't think that's intentional, but definitely some contact to the face.
Now, Greg Oden's going to stay in with Rush and Owens for the Aliens. Meanwhile, Tri-State, couple of changes. Yakhouba Diawara has come on along with Corsley Edwards, and they'll take the court with Nate Robinson. Jay Rich seeing some blood here, trying to get it all fixed up on the Tri-State bench. Take a timeout here in Dallas. BIG3 ball out closing here tonight.
basketball on CBS Sports Network is sponsored by State Farm. Talk to an agent today at 800-STATE-FARM.
Here in Big D on CBS Sports Network, our final game today. And the Aliens in Tri-State. Aliens up by 5. Let's take a look at our Dove Men Plus Care career bio today on Brandon Rush, a versatile player who has shown exceptional talent throughout his career. Scal, a champion at a number of levels from college to the NBA.
Yeah, no question. His versatility is perfect for this league. Got size, can shoot, put the ball on the floor, defend multiple positions, allows you to go small if you want to. Brandon Rush, great addition to the Big Three.
A rush out there right now for the Aliens with Oden, who picks up Robinson. Look out, step back three, in and out. Owens unable to get to the rebound.
I'm surprised Nate did not back that up. You know, instead of dancing right there with the sideline to his right, or the baseline to his right, thought he would bring Oden out, get a full head of steam. They're asking for a replay. I thought this was clearly out on Owens, but he must have saw it differently on the other side of the floor.
They will take a look. 6 officials today have each refereed 3 games, and this is the crew that travels from site to site throughout the summer here in the Big Three, and they'll jump on headset and take a look, as will we.
I always thought we should go to our producer and they'll tell you who the ball is out of. They have all the cameras in front of them. Just tell the ref. Our producer doesn't have a dog in the fight. He'll be honest. Looks like it's off of, I don't know. What do you think? They called it off of Owens.
Yes.
So it has to be conclusive to change it.
But did Diawara get his hand inside and knock it out?
That didn't look conclusive to me.
I know in the truck, Billy Thayer and Mark Grant are taking a close look at this, as is our entire CBS Sports Network crew.
I put a lot of pressure on them to tell me. It's like, who's it out on so I can look smart on TV? And there's the hustle, and, I mean, from the naked eye at full speed, it looks like it's off of Owens.
Hey, Cube made a nice catch there.
Let's see his hands. Let's see his hands. Hold on. Here they come. If Cube would have got up and shot a 4-point shot, it would have been phenomenal.
I know he has it in him.
They're not going to overrule that because it's not conclusive enough. He should have stepped right in. Cube knocked down a 4. That would have been a serious mic drop moment right there.
Yes. Could have been the highlight to close the Big Three ball out.
Yeah, what was the highlight? Ball Hogs winning, T.I. performing.
Has to be right up there.
What about this replay?
And the 4-point shot.
What about me assaulting Mike Rapp? That was pretty cool. There's been some good stuff.
I was worried for him.
That's my guy.
But he came out of it.
I gotta pause that face. Yes. He looks like he's crying.
And teammates now. A last touch by Owens. Clearly not enough evidence to overturn it. Robinson got it back. Fall away. Diawara now. Look at Owens. Rips it away. We've got a jump ball.
Yeah, that's big time play by Owens. That's multiple efforts right there. He's guarding Nate Robinson, fighting on the glass, and when Diawara does get it, gets back into the play and ties it up. Owens recognizes, hey man, 7 points. You got to win by 7 to see if you can make it to the playoffs.
Diawara stripped. Owens dancing with it, finds Oden. 5-point Aliens lead. Oden now showing the range, in and out that time. Been stuck in this score for a while now. 11-6 Aliens. Diawara turns, knocked away by Oden, but right to the lefty. Edwards off the window.
Yeah, good hustle by Diawara, keeping that ball alive. Corsley Edwards showing that soft touch with that smooth lefty jumper.
Corsley Edwards, 10 NBA games played with New Orleans, the 04-05 season. Rush trying to shake by Diawara, slips it. Oden at his feet. Tough ball for the big guy, but knocked out with 4 to shoot for the Aliens. And Scal, you just get the sense the possession's critical right now for the Aliens because the differential, they must win by 7 to get to the playoffs next week.
Yeah, no question. They have to know that. And I'm sure Tiny Archibald is letting them every possession. Guys, you got to stay on top of it. You want to have the opportunity to win a Big 3 championship.
Oden, a lot of contact.
Wow.
Jarred loose by Edwards. No call with 5 to shoot.
Look at Greg Oden, just shows a big smile, just keeps playing. Like he's not going to let this stuff affect him. But this right here, that's a foul. I don't know in what league that's a foul.
A little more physical than the NBA. Oden off the mark.
No question, especially inside play.
Now Robinson the blow by and the finish against Brandon Rush. Nate's pulled his team to within 1. Robinson, his first bucket. Let's go back to Nate.
Take a look at this. Nate just yo-yoing the dribble in that right corner. Gives him a little bit of a hezzy and gets up quick outside the paint, knowing that he's not going to be able to challenge Oden if that ball is shot in the restricted area. Nice play by Nate, recognizing, listen, I've been playing against big guys my whole life. I know all the tricks in the trade when I get by the rim against these guys. Good play by number 11.
Scout Aliens going to their bench. Ryan Hollins, Robert Vaden in along with Andre Owens. The fake pass, flips it up. Robinson almost got it to drop. Nate looking a little frustrated. Owens sets up Vaden, the 3, got it. Robert Vaden off the bench extends the lead to 4.
Yeah, that's a nice play by Andre Owens. Just real simple play, engage the defense, but passing the ball on time, on target, and Vaden coming in, knocking down the 3.
Hook shot Edwards off the mark. Aliens have not made any changes to their roster all year. Healthy for the most part. Oh, the steal by Edwards. Couldn't knock it off of Owens. Vaden played at Indiana. Knocks down the 3, and the Aliens, for now, there's the magic number, up by 7.
Yeah, and great play, Andre Owens once again. He turned it over early, but gets it back with the hustle play and makes a simple play for Vaden to knock down the second 3 in a minute for him. Here he is right here on the hesitation, kicks out. Nate Robinson not respecting the guy who just checked into the game, and he knocks it down. And after the hustle play by Owens, again, Vaden knocks down another 3. Big shots for Aliens. You can see they have that sense of urgency. They want those top 4 seeds.
This an Aliens team gets 1 3 of 5. All 3 of their wins have come odd-numbered weeks. Week 3, week 5, week 7. Can they win here in week 9 and win by 7 to get to the playoffs? One thing's for sure, the familiarity Tiny Archibald's team has. Same roster the entire year. They've played better and better as the season's gone on.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. When you play 6 guys, it's always interesting to see who has the best rhythm at the end of a game. Right now, you're looking at Andre Owens making the plays that he's making. You got Vaden making those shots. Obviously, well documented what Rush can do. How do you make those decisions on the guys you're going to go with at the end?
Right now, Scal, 6-0 run for the Aliens. Robinson can't answer. And Owens possessed for that rebound. Owens, baseline drive, the strength, and the finish. A ton of English going to reverse for the captain, Andre Owens.
Look at that face, man. That guy's locked in right now. Owens doing it on both sides of the floor.
Owens personally recruited. A lot of his teammates flew to see Greg Oden in Ohio before the Big 3 season. Robinson, late whistle, but a foul is going to send him to the line for a 2-point shot. Fouls on Owens.
So I took Andre Owens last year, number 1. Take a look at the strength. Diawara is not a small guy, but goes baseline, takes up the airspace to create that angle. Oh, here's a great shot right here as he goes up, keeps his focus. You talked about the English with the left hand as he kisses it off the glass.
Now Robinson at the line. What'd you see in Owens beyond obviously the strength, the leadership that made you say it's the perfect number 1 pick last year?
Yeah, toughness. You know, like he's a guy that competes on both ends of the floor. I mean, listen, he has his weaknesses, like just like any player, but he's always going to give you his A effort. He's a competitive guy. He wants to be good. He wants to win games.
Owens dancing for a jumper. Almost got it back. Rebound Robinson. Boots. Gets the bounce. Robinson to the deck and still gets the bucket.
Yeah, Nate Robinson on his back, but did they call? A little unclear on what's going on right here. Goes hard to the basket, hits the deck. Official goes right over to the replay monitor. Oh,
Did Tri-State clear it?
Okay, that's not an easy thing to point out, but Nate on that play did a good job of finishing through contact. Here we go. Owens on the jump shot. It's going to be a long rebound. There's Nate. Does he clear it? And
his left foot might have been on the line. It was hard to see the official whether the fist was closed.
Here is the. I'm not going to lie. I don't know if that is or not. Like, it's clearly his feet went out. Oh, they did not? Because you have to establish both feet outside the three-point line. That's a tough one for Tri-State.
Let's see if the aliens can take advantage. If that has any impact on the margin. Vaden for three. Well, Nate's going to clear it now.
Look at him. He goes all the way to half court. That far enough for you?
Ran back to Houston. Robinson can't get it back the first time in midair. The putback for little Nate.
He is a freak of nature. Unbelievable athlete. I grew up in Seattle with him, watching him. Legendary cornerback in football, decides to play basketball, makes it to the NBA, has the impact. Unbelievable.
Amazing stat. Nate Robinson, his father Jacques, also played at Washington, was the MVP of the Rose Bowl, and a couple of years later, the Orange Bowl as well. Unreal, as Richardson misses the three.
This is the type of stuff that just separates Nate from just the common great athlete in the NBA. He's falling, but look how quick he gets up to tip that ball back.
Remember, won the dunk contest in Dallas 2010. This is going the other way. The screen and the offensive foul on Ryan Hollins.
Yeah, can't roll into a guy if he decides to go underneath. There's the play. See how he starts to go when Richardson's going under. He's thinking no screen, but that's an automatic call by the officials.
Now Robinson's going to get a breather. Dr. J turns back to Robert Height. And there'll be a two-point shot coming for Jason Richardson as Shannon Brown re-enters for the Aliens for Andre Owens. Nate getting stretched out.
Yeah, Andre was spectacular that first half. Just doing all the hustle things, all the things that it takes to help you win games. That's the 6th foul, so Tri-State's going to get it back. Fouls are a killer in this league.
Who touched it last? Did Stoudemire lose it? 8 to shoot. Let's go to Michael Rappaport.
All right, I'm on the Tri-State bench. It's unprecedented access. I have it. Scalabrine doesn't. Nate Robinson will be returning to this game. It takes a lot for him to sit out. I think he just bruised his gluteus maximus coming down from that tip-off, that tip-back, which was a great play. Nate is a tough customer. He plays basketball like a football player. He doesn't complain, unlike some people who have open microphones right now. And the report is that Nate Robinson will be returning to this game.
Michael, I'll limit the complaints. Is he talking about me?
It's amazing that Rapp, during his injury report, do your job. He wants to get into being an analyst. I told you, Mike wants to be me, and I don't want to be him.
We have a player down, former Boston Celtic, just like yourself, Scalabrine. No one knows how that happened. We got a great game here today. These guys are not giving up. Playoff implications for both teams. Playoff implications for other teams. It seems like there's a lot of Big 3 ball players here in the arena hanging out after an electric performance from T.I. And Nate Robinson is back up. Nate Robinson is back up on his 2 feet. I'm going to move so he can continue to sit down. But he will be back in this game if he has anything to say about it, fellas.
Scal, that had a "Here Comes Willis" vibe to it.
A little bit. With the whole gassing up the playoff implications, the guys watching, all that stuff. There's another foul, which is going to be free throws and the ball. Aliens have played a great half, but the fouls have hurt them this half. The idea that they get the free throws, get the ball back. Eventually, you're going to get to the free throw line for Tri-State. It's not an easy. If you foul in this league, it's devastating.
Hollins against Richardson. And now it's Ryan Hollins with a 2-point shot. Tri-State has left a couple of opportunities. Missed free throws late in this first half, but right now we're staring at a tie game. And again, we can't stress enough the importance of this game for the Aliens. They need to win, and they need to win by 7 or more to get into the playoffs next week. If not, three-headed monsters who won earlier today, they're going to be among the top 4. Stoudemire leans in, tough shot over Hollins. Tri-State chance to get this to halftime. Hollins now answers for the Aliens, ties the game up.
Yeah, you call that the disrespect shot. Stoudemire making him earn it. Hollins knocking it down.
This is for the break. Stoudemire sets up Richardson, the fake. Jay Rich takes flight and finishes. And we've hit the break in Dallas to close the ball out. Tri-State by 2 over the Aliens. Jason Richardson closing things out. First half in the books. Tri-State 25, Aliens 23. We're coming back to Dallas right after these messages here on CBS Sports Network. Here at Dallas, Texas, getting ready for the second half. Tri-State by 2 over the Aliens at the break. And tonight at 8 Eastern, a Muay Thai world title is on the line at Lion Fight 58 as the undefeated and current North American champ Steve Walker takes on Chris Bradford. Don't miss the pound-for-pound action for the World Super Cruiserweight belts on CBS Sports Network. Big 3 ball out rolls on. A look at the standings. 3 teams are in the playoffs. Triplets, Killer Threes, and Power. Three-headed monsters beat Power. They'll get in if the Aliens don't win by at least 7 points here in the finale.
It's amazing how you go through an entire season and every possession, it's going to come down to 7 points you have to win by.
Yeah.
Not like, you just got to win, you're in. You have to win by more than 7, which makes you realize how important every possession, how important every game is. You can't just let something go that it could come back to bite you in the Big 3.
First half, your thoughts, because the Aliens were right there. It's a 7-point lead. Tri-State with Robinson and Stoudemire chipping away. This guy's team, Scal, they have a lot of work to do.
Yeah, no question about it. I think the fouling and their physical play, which you could tell that they have that sense of urgency out there. Like, we have to figure out a way to win, and we have to make the hustle play. But that also got them in foul trouble, and that's where I thought Tri-State took advantage and started climbing their way back into the game. Biggest thing in the second half, Amar'e Stoudemire Oden matchup. Who wins that? And I'm still looking for Jason Richardson to have a huge game if Tri-State were to win this game.
Nate Robinson, we saw him on the bench grabbing the back of his right side as Oden slips and scores on the dunk and ties the game at 25.
Good play, that little back and forth with a hand back. Created a little confusion on the defensive end, which allowed Oden to get there. And Jason Richardson still showing you he's got the boost.
Reverse alley-oop jam from Jay Rich, a 2-time slam dunk contest champ. That's how you answer. Tri-State going back to the first half, a 17-6 run. Oden can't answer. Height attacks with his offhand. Bunny, no. Rebound Oden. Oh, he tried to hold off Height, and we get a foul. Let's see, is this Height or is this Oden? All right, Stoudemire not happy with the call.
Wait, what's the call? They called Amar'e Stoudemire with. I don't know. I guess that was on Height. Not sure what that call was.
Trying to get the block, trying to answer. Oden's going to the line, but let's see Amar'e now if there's any frustration going back to what looked like a phantom call.
I mean, this is impossible to stop. Amar'e Stoudemire was straight up and down, but Greg Oden's, staying on the attack. And Robert Hike just got a technical foul. One thing you got to do in this league, got to keep your cool. Now, I understand why they're frustrated. I mean, look at Nate right now. Nate's going after the officials. You can't tell me these guys don't want to win.
Now, you mentioned how important it is to keep your cool. If a team gets 2 technical fouls, that second one, you get not just 1 2-point shot, 2 2-point shots, which could entirely change the game and you almost never see.
I mean, severe penalties for fouls, severe penalties for technical fouls. But I faced this with Oden when I was out there. He gets the ball on the block. He's pretty much impossible to stop. But you have to work him on this end right here. Amar'e put him in pick and rolls, Height getting downhill. Got to keep Oden engaged in plays like that.
Height takes it right at Oden, and Height's going to the line for a 2-point shot. Let's go back to earlier.
Yeah, there's Robert Height right there yelling at the officials. Pretty strict rule. No cursing allowed. That's going to be automatic technical.
Tie game at 29. Is the room right now for the Aliens to make a run? Not just win, but win by at least 7. Oden had the step on Stoudemire before the shot. Foul on Stat. I'll say this, Scal, for a long time, after you guys had the upset in game 1, it was looking like it might not come down to this game for a spot in the playoffs, but here we are, game number 6, and a spot's alive for the Aliens.
For sure. It's good deep right by Jay Rich.
Rush launches and hits a big 3 right in front of us. Brandon Rush.
That is demoralizing. When you play good defense, a guy bounces it out and knocks down a 3.
Stoudemire and Oden. That's the big matchup, and Stat brings Tri-State to within 1. Eight for Stoudemire. Oden almost lost it and finds a way to score. The strength of Greg Oden, now with 8 points for the Aliens.
Man, these two guys are battling. You got to go back to Stoudemire right here.
On cue. And Oden trying to ward off Stoudemire's call for the foul.
Love the fact that Stoudemire is up for the challenge. Both these guys right now dominating since the half has started. Here's Stoudemire showing you the quicks.
4-point shot off the mark for Height. Jay Rich fall away. That a little more conventional. Pulls Tri-State to within 1, where the 4-point shot could change so much in a big 3 game.
You saw that in game 1. Those ball hogs figured it out with that 4-point shot.
Oden in his office, off the right block, and steps on Greg Oden. He traveled. It's not an easy spot to be in against a 7-footer. Stoudemire is going to the line for a 2-point shot. And this comes back to the point you made in the first half about how critical it's going to be for both these teams here at the line after the break.
Yeah, a lot of physical play right now. So as they take a timeout, they're going to bring Hollins in, see if he can do a better job on the defensive end.
Here at Dallas, Tri-State within 1. Jason Richardson turning back the clock, the slam dunk champ. A beauty reverse alley-oop jam in Big D.
BIG3 basketball on CBS Sports Network is sponsored by State Farm. Talk to an agent today at 800-STATE-FARM.
Game number 6 here at Dallas today. Aliens a 34-33 lead right now on Tri-State. But during the timeout in the commercial, Brian Scalabrine, Nate Archibald teed up and ejected. The Aliens coach has been tossed. And let's go back to the conversation.
Yeah, here he is with the coach, and they're explaining to us Nate came out and he went after the officials, double technical, and he got ejected. And Nate was not happy. Now, I get there's a lot of physical play going on, but it seemed like it's been going both ways. But the end result is going to be Nate Archibald in a game that they need to go to the playoffs and win by 7. He's out of here.
They're going to shoot it at the line. And then it's going to be inbounded. Robert Height with the two-point shot. Tri-State takes the lead. So new man at the helm of the Aliens right now on their bench. But Tiny Archibald again has been ejected, and that is just a huge swing right now because you lose the lead. Now Stoudemire can add to it right now for Tri-State.
Yeah, that's the third foul for Aliens. Ooh, they got a break there with the miss.
Let's see if the Aliens can get a basket here, regain that momentum. Had them up by 7 early. Hollins up big, stripped, and a shot clock violation here on the Aliens. And what is a must-win?
Yeah, another good play by Jason Richardson with just active hands, knowing shot clock's running down. Hollins isn't going to make another pass. Let's put 2 on the ball right at the rim.
So for Tri-State, you have Height, Stoudemire, and Richardson. Remember, Nate Robinson banged up late in the first half. Here's Stat. Over Hollins, well short. Got to look at Victor Kelly, acting coach for the Aliens, as Brandon Rush. They're going to need him to step up, drills the 3.
And point to that one to Hollins with the defensive stop, getting the ball and getting it out to Rush to knock down that shot. Good play by Ryan Hollins.
Height, look off, the drive, missed it. Now it never hit the rim, but Owens couldn't hold on to it. Could have been a key opportunity to go right back up for the Aliens.
Yeah, but they got the ball back. Ball bounced off Height late.
Hollins, Rush, Owens for the Aliens. Rush just kept it in near the Tri-State bench, but gave it up. Richardson cleaned up. Stoudemire's going to the line for a 2-point shot.
Well, look at Brandon Rush hustling it. Get it back, but watch the quick hands by Jason Richardson. Gets the steal, and Stoudemire earns a trip to the free throw line.
And they have really played through Stoudemire today. Gets that bounce. He has 10 points. Now he's 4 of 13 from the floor, but he's tied the game at 37 for Tri-State. Last weekend, huge win against Power. Owens crossover. And he'll go to the line. The whistle's going for both sides right now, and it's Owens with the opportunity, Scal, to give the Aliens the lead again.
Well, you saw how the half started out. You got Greg Oden and Amar'e Stoudemire going back and forth. It's just the physicality of the game is going to rise up. Now it's the official's responsibility to tone that back down, and you can do it with your whistle. And that's what they've done, because they want this to be about basketball. You don't want it to be about wrestling, but you want the game to be physical. So I thought the officials did a good job of controlling the game. Now, whether they get every call right or wrong, that's a different conversation. They've done a good job of making this, once again, about basketball.
Robinson sets up Stoudemire, crashing into Oden. And another chance at the line for Amar'e Stoudemire. It's on Greg Oden. Remember, 1st to 50 wins. In case you're just joining us, Aliens need to win by at least 7 to get in the dance.
Yeah, good call by the officials. You saw that left heel. You won't get it here because the basket's in the way, but his left heel was inside the restricted area. Good play. One thing with Nate running that pick and roll with Oden, you've got to come off hard. Like, you've got to make Oden believe you're going to turn the corner. That gets him engaged more. Now when you make that pass, Stoudemire has a little bit extra room to go up and make a play at the rim.
Oden inside, clearing space. Rush can't finish. I just took Stoudemire out of the play. Almost got the bucket. Richardson now answers with the 3 for Tri-State.
Yeah, I said Richardson has to play well for Tri-State to win, and Richardson has been delivering in the second half, starting with that alley-oop dunk.
He's got 15 for the game. Double-double last week. Oden denied Stoudemire, but there's Owens to put it back in for the Aliens. Scott, look at the score. They basically need to close this game on a run to get to the postseason.
Yeah, you're right about that.
Stoudemire bobbles, Oden took it away. Can they put together a perfect finish? Stolen away, Stoudemire, hook shots good off glass, and the foul. With that basket, that basically assures the three-headed monsters of a playoff spot next week in New Orleans.
I was watching the crowd. There's a couple guys from the three-headed monsters here. They knew exactly what you were talking about. Stood up right away, gave a fist pump, say, we are in. They're going to get a chance to play for a Big 3 championship.
I'm looking now. Mahmoud Abdul-Rauf, who had the huge start to the second half last week in Miami. He is sitting right behind the Tri-State bench. Mission accomplished. Three-headed monsters win their final 2 games. They'll play in the Final 4 next week. Owens steps out for 3. Gets his own rebound. Rush now. Drills it. Brandon Rush with the 3.
Yeah, Brandon Rush is automatic when it comes to him. He gets an open shot. I mean, it is back iron and down.
Rush coming off back-to-back season highs, entering this one. Now is 11 today. What a season for the Aliens. It's been a seesaw campaign, expansion team, one of 4, Brian, here in the Big 3 this season, but their playoff push, even if they win this game, is going to come up just a little bit short here in the Big 3 this season.
Yeah, listen, I had Andre Owens last year, and once again, we weren't very good, but he was ultra competitive, and he wanted to be good. He wanted to prove that he can, compete with some of the Tino Mobleys of the world, the Corey Maggettis of the world. And you mentioned it earlier, him putting the time in, going to meet with people. You want to be on my team. We're not going to mess around. We're going to work hard. And I didn't know how good they were going to be at the start of the season. But as the year went along, you can see Brandon Rush still has it. Half-court Greg Oden is unbelievable. Addition of Hollins, knowing his role, and give a lot of credit to what Tiny Archibald did, getting each team and each guy to buy in to what they needed to do.
Talking to Nate Robinson before our game earlier here at the Big 3 Ball Out, he said there's some guys I never played with, never played against, never had really met along the way. One guy was Greg Oden. Greg Oden, in basketball circles, because of how his career never really took off due to the injuries, he's kind of a special guy in the conversation. Greg Oden has come a long way here in 2019, but there's a little caveat now. Aliens were out of timeouts. They took one when they didn't have one. They pulled a Weber, so Robinson's going to step up and shoot a free throw.
Well, that has to be communicated beforehand. That's the issue when you're a head coach, and I'm not trying to put it on the assistant coach. When the head coach is not there, you can have a little confusion at times. But this is what you said, the third technical, so it's going to be 2 free throws, which the points are just adding up for Tri-State right now. And Tri-State has an opportunity right here to close this thing out.
Tri-State 3-5 2 years ago. They won 5 games last year. If they win, it's a 500 season. Robinson airmails Richardson. So close. Still a 5-point game. Let's go back to the timeout when they had none.
Oh, right there, you're right. And the coach, you know what? That's not on him. That's on Andre Owens for not recognizing the 2 timeouts that Nate called in that first half. That hurt.
They factor in the 4-point shot. We almost never see a team pick up 2 technicals in one game, but in this case, Aliens do. Tiny Archibald ejected earlier. Owens a 4-point shot. And now it's Tri-State by 5. Chance to win. Point game. Tri-State's made 4 of its last 5 from the field. Nate lost the ball. Was tripped by Andre Owens. A foul on the Aliens.
So now you can't win a game with a free throw. So the ball's, normally he would get free throws, Aliens over the limit, but that you can't do that, you got to go side out of bounds. Then they got the ropes out.
Final game of the ball out.
I guess. Were you wondering how it was going to work? It's like 6 games.
Unreal.
It's unbelievable. But it just did.
They're
kept it flowing.
They're trying to keep the crowd control with you. It's going to be hard to get you out of the building.
You've
been the most popular guy here.
Got to be Mike. Yeah, what is the ropes around? Maybe they are worried about guys storming the court. You remember what happened when they did that in Miami? They thought the Spurs are going to win it. Ray Allen hits that shot, changes history.
The Ray Allen corner.
You know it. Very similar today with Deshaun Stevenson stepping back, making that corner 3.
Well, Scout, you mentioned it. The ball out on the verge of being complete. All 12 teams playing today. It's been whittled down to 4. These are the teams in next week's semifinals. Triplets, 3-headed monster is going to be a great
you remember that
game in New Orleans.
Remember the ending to that with Joe Johnson stepping back, making that 3. It was pretty incredible.
2 weeks ago in Milwaukee, and Power's going to be there as well. And the killer 3 is a huge win today against the enemies to punch their ticket. Richardson for the win. Another chance. Jay Rich, high off glass, tipped in. Was it basket interference? No, wave it off. No basket for Stat.
I was wondering if you could replay this. I'm not sure you can or not. I got to see if the ball clears the cylinder. Here it is. There's Amar'e Stoudemire. He's hanging. Well, from that angle, that looked like it was going off. The question is any part of the ball in the cylinder? Really, in that situation, with everyone laying on the ground, Stoudemire could just waited. So we got to go to the replay. But you're right, talking about the playoffs and the way that they unfold. 3-headed monster, they had their chance to beat the triplets, and Joe Johnson just made an unbelievable shot. There's a replay once again. I mean, unless we have an overhead cam, it's going to be tough to see that, and it's probably going to be tough for them to overrule that as well.
Now the saving grace is Tri-State still leading by 5, but will it end on that second glance off the rim? Throw off Stoudemire's timing just a little bit.
Yeah, they're gonna. This call is going to stand. But yeah, I'm pumped up about the playoffs. I know very difficult with 12 teams how to create a playoff format. But the idea, listen, you got 4 teams that have a chance to win it. 2 teams playing for position, whether you're 5th or 6th. And I like the fact that these guys are going to be playing for something. It's going to be unbelievable environment down in New Orleans.
And Ice Cube has talked about that throughout the year. Everyone from the Big 3 feels so good about the fact that you play 8 games in the regular season, 12 teams. The top 4 get it. It's not 6, it's not 8. Now 6 will go to New Orleans and play. Whoa, Tri-State gets the benefit of the call. It's over.
All right, there you go.
51-44, Tri-State with the big surge down the stretch, and Stoudemire with 17 points to close it out for Dr. J's club. 500th season for Tri-State.
We started this game saying Aliens had to win by 7. The 7 was the magic number. Aliens come up short, lose by 7. And there they are, people. Top 4 getting the chance to play for the ultimate prize. And Three's Company Bivouacs making the playoffs as well.
Triplets, what a year, Scal. 7-1. Joe Johnson, the Big 3 scoring record. Power have the work cut out for them with an injured Katino Mobley. And the 3-headed monsters are playing as well as any team in the league right now, having won 2 straight.
If you got Reggie Evans, you got a chance. That's just the way it works. He can dominate the game.
Stat delivers down the stretch. City you once played. Dallas, Texas. Big 3 fallout in the books. Tri-State wins the finale by 7.